Hello everyone, my name is Nick, and this time on the ZX Spectrum we're looking at a game called Formula 1. Spectrum 48K, although originally I think it was programmed with the 16K in mind. There's all the options, as you can see, a steering wheel, so that's quite interesting. But this was published by Spirit Software in 1984 and later re-released by Mastertronic as Formula 1 Simulator. So a very early Formula 1 game. I don't believe it's licensed by the FIA, but it's back in a time where we didn't have to worry about that sort of thing. There's no real drivers or names to type in. Various tracks you can do. So we've got Silverstone and Brands Hatch in the UK, Monaco, Hockenheim in Germany, Oosterhuizen, Ring, Kyalami in South Africa, Zolder, I don't know where that is, I think I was a prisoner there once, and Paul Ricard in France, Monza in Italy, and Zandvoort. I presume that's in Belgium or Holland or somewhere, but correct me if I'm wrong. So yep, this is up against Chequered Flag, which came out the previous year. Chequered Flag had a larger cockpit than this one, but there was no options to actually race. It was just fastest lap you could possibly do. So we've gone straight into qualifying here. I don't know why the road's white. I would have preferred a black road, but frame rate doesn't look too bad. We'll slow down for this corner. We're on automatic gears and we set it on dry. We will have a look to see what it's like in wet, see if there's any weather conditions, but the cockpit is pretty basic. My hands there are in pink or magenta. But as you say, this is early 80s. A lot of things have changed from modern day to here. Now, I think the track's vaguely based on Silverstone. Like where there's a bend here, but it's not at the same angle or the same length. So there's not much realism. Up the top there we've got our speed, which seems a bit slow for a Formula 1 car. Revs, what gear we're in, and the time. So hopefully we get around. If we spend too long off the track, the car will, well, register as crashed. So we don't want to do that. It's a shame it's a white track, really. Feels like we're on snow or at the airport or something. But it should have been black. Wheels a bit more rounded than the Chequered Flag game. At the same year this one came out was Pole Position, 1984. Remember, that wasn't a cockpit view. That was a chase view. And it seemed quite a bit quicker than this one. Out of the two, at the moment I'd go with Pole Position. Later on come Continental Circus, that was in 1989 if you're looking at Spectrum Formula 1 games. Probably lots that I can't immediately think of, but Nigel Mansell's Grand Prix in 1988, 4 years after this one, come to mind as well. So we qualified, and here's the grid. And those cars look very small, and they're all green, so we don't know what team they are. We see our position, we've dropped a place, we're going to 6th. Got to do a number of laps and then we can win. So it's no championship, it's just individual races. This feels awkward. I don't know how much gap we have to give these cars, but they seem absolutely tiny. When they get close they go black. Don't know if that's a colour bleed with my engine wheels. And then green if they're a little bit far away. So, oh, what's happened there? You crashed into another car. I don't think I did. I think a car crashed into the back of me. I hope that's not a weakness of the game there. So that was a bit cruel. I would prefer it if you could take a few nudges before you was out completely, but we'll jump back in again. We'll do a slightly different track, see if the same problem occurs. But Pole Position is more arcadey, and the racing action is a little bit better, a little more frantic, and the same could be said for Continental Circus. Continental Circus, you can show damage in the race, and there's better animation with the explosions. This doesn't seem to have that, but maybe I'm asking a bit much for a game from 1984 that was originally programmed with the 16K in mind. For the era it's good, but up against the competition it's lacking ever so slightly. We'll see how it is again in the race, because it's all about playability. That's why retro gaming will always have a place, because quite often the playability is brilliant on the better games compared to these modern day games where it's realistic graphics and sound but a bit frustrating. This will seem very, very basic if you're used to playing the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One or whatever's out at the time you're watching this, because once you reviewed it and uploaded it, it's there forever, unless you don't sign into your account for a few years, then it might wipe you out. So yeah, published by Spirit Software 84, later re-released by Mastertronic as Formula 1 Simulator, but played exactly more or less the same. It looks to me as regardless of what track you're on, you always got this white road and the green grass and the blue sky either side, so you won't see any landmarks. So if you just saw this, it'd be impossible to tell what track you were at. Hands not turning as we go around the corner, but I'll let that off, that's okay. Oops, I crashed off the track. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's we'll have a few goes at this. It'd be good to try and get back into the race again. Let's qualify here. I want to see if that collision before was just a random thing or that happens all the time. Engine sounds are good for the time, as expected. Frame rate isn't too bad. If it was chase view, it could be a bit quicker. But yeah, a little bit bland, one could say nowadays. Doesn't age particularly well. But I like the display. I like all the information's out the top. That's quite easy to view as you're going round. I think if I got pole position in this, the race would be a little bit easier. It's just overtaking cars. If cars can hit you from behind and you're out straight away, that's a bit of a playability problem. I don't know what the relevance of the revs are, but nice to see them. I don't think you can overheat the car. No opportunity for pit stops in this, I don't believe. So the opposition of this game then, if you're looking at Spectrum Formula 1 games, as I mentioned, Chequered Flag, which there's no racing, it's just going as quick as you can around various tracks. Pole Position, which is a chase view arcade. Continental Circus, also chase view, and Nigel Mansell, which like combines the two. Nigel Mansell's Grand Prix. It's like a chase view and a cockpit view at the same time, which I don't think quite works. I'm getting a nice buzz off this one, basic as it is. No opportunity to do a whole championship, of course. It's just individual races, and the tracks, I have to say, look very similar. Right, okay. Let's be a bit careful here. We qualified in 4th, which is pretty good. Bad start again, as I did before. Let's see if we can get past this chap. Right, okay. So he just vanished. Keep the car going. If someone hits you from behind, it's game over straight away, I think. So this first lap is quite critical. Possibly the car's space out. Let's go a bit wide here. That's alright. Whoops, someone's come past me, so I'm back into 5th. Please don't crash into me, anyone. What? I crashed off the track. I barely put a wheel. This game's starting to frustrate me now. I barely put a wheel wide. We'll go to Monaco. Shall we go to Monaco? That might have been Monaco. I've lost track of where I am. We'll go in the rain. Paul Ricard. Yeah. That's a French track. Monza in Italy. Yeah, I like Italy. It's quite fast. We'll go auto gears. I think that last track was Monaco. Did you recognise it? Probably not. Okay, so this is in the rain. I can't see any rain. Yeah. It's exactly the same, isn't it? I guess the car's going to slip a bit round the corners. That's a bit of a disappointment. I wouldn't mind just some puddles like they did in Pole Position. Put them here and there. That could have been quite easy to do. Yeah, no scenery, so I suppose that might have slowed it down too much. Yeah, there's not much interest here. There's not much interest in the qualifying, and then I don't know why you want to do practice, and then you've got this race. It's rather frustrating if things bash into you. It's okay, this game. It'll be off a lot of people's radars. Oh dear, you crashed off the track. Well, that's because it's wet. I'm not a wet weather man. Okie dokie. Shall we do one more race? We'll go to Zandvoort, wherever that is. Zandvoort. There's a straight there. Doesn't look like there's any sharp corners apart from that one at the end of the finish straight, and then that's that there. Yeah, the second track I did was Monaco. We didn't see any tunnels or anything. Didn't see any buildings. Didn't see casinos, Zandvoort or anything like that. It's just a simulator, isn't it? Formula 1 simulator, I suppose, is a pretty good description. I don't know how many games were called Formula 1 throughout the years. Now you need to pay a lot of money to pay it to call it that. to the FIA. 1984. Who was world champion in 1984 then? That's a bit of trivia for you. I don't immediately know. Probably Senna or... No, is it too early for Senna or Prost? Maybe Piquet. So I know Mansell was world champion in 92. Senna 91. No, probably too early for Ayrton Senna, wasn't it? Right, okay. We're travelling on snow. Let's just try and get pole position here. Try and make the review a success. I've probably been in the top... Let's get on the first 2 rows of the grid. I've done that once. This is my first time driving at Zandvoort. Do you recognise it? No. If you live near Zandvoort, is this pretty much what you see when you look out your window? No trees. Nothing. No stands. No... There's the odd sign there, but I think it's the same sign each time to try and give you a bit of illusion of speed. So it's good they got something there. A few markers, so they've done a bit to try and create this. Only Spirit Software will know why the road isn't black. Maybe they didn't want it to clash with the wheels, but they could have put a little white line around the wheels maybe. That would have worked. Right, here we go. We qualified 5th, didn't get on the first 2 rows. Let's avoid everyone, and please no one crash into the back of me. Please don't. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Get past this fella for 5th place. Whoa, we'll drop. Ooh. No! No. We know the car's registered. Right, back on the track. No one... Oh, look at that. Who could have predicted that happening? Well, I could, to be honest with you. Yeah. Okie doke. Let's go round again. See if we can qualify straight away. I'm determined. No, I'm not really that determined. I'm starting to lose the will to live here. Let's just see if we can get pole position. That will help. Lap. What was the lap before? But 1:30 something. It's a bit weird. See the best there? It's not saying what my best time was from before. Why is it not doing that? Perhaps it's just individual race. Must be individual race and then it just resets. Okay, am I getting better at this game? It's a bit hard to tell. I think I've stayed the same throughout, to be honest with you. Floor it. So we're in 3rd gear. How many gears have we got? I haven't been really noticing because I've got it on auto. Is it just 3 gears, this Formula 1 car? I mean, typically they have like 6 or 7 gears. Yeah, I can't get out of 3rd gear, can I? Is it going to come up to 4th? No. Good road holding though, this car. No options to change your tyres. When it was wet, I just had the standard tyres on. You just stuck with them. I don't know what this team this is. It's a blue team, so could it be Ligier? Maybe it's Williams. I think it's just a random team. What team wore pink gloves? Right, this must be near the end of the lap now. 1 minute 34. No messages over the team radio. This must be at 1:43. Slower than before. I'm in 6th place. There's the green team. How long will I last this time? This game sure is frustrating when it comes to the race. So in summary then, if you want a better race experience, go for Continental Circus or Nigel Mansell's Grand Prix. It's a shame really. If it was a bit kinder, if it was a bit kinder in the race, it would be a classic, but it's not. Right, can I get round 1 lap? That's what everyone's saying, and there's your answer. The answer is no. Well, I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Formula 1 on the ZX Spectrum 48K, published by Spirit Software back in 1984. Thanks for watching that one as always. Please comment below if you've got anything to say or anything Formula 1 related. And until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.